Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It's another cold one tonight, but the Cubs bats heating up last night, an 8-3 win to even up this 4-game series at a game apiece. And welcome to the booth here on CSN. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. Javier Baez heating up the last two nights has been terrific. Couple of home runs, and last night almost hit for the cycle.
Yeah, very positive signs from Baez. It's been in pretty much a season-long slump, but good work on Monday. Hit the home run off Velasquez. Last night, 4 knocks. He got picked on a first-pitch curveball for the big home run to left. Solid single to center. This swing here, very impressive as he drives the ball into the right field corner. So there's the triple. All he needs now is a 2-base hit. And here comes a little blooper to shallow right. He's busting it down the line. He's thinking about it, but decides to drop anchor, and he has to settle for a 4-hit night.
So the pitcher batting 8th certainly worked out last night. John Lester came up with a big hit earlier in the game, and the number 9 hitter going 4 for 4. Let's get into the pitching matchup tonight. It is a battle of right-handers. Jared Eichhoff, underrated early on in his career, and Jake Arrieta looking for a bounce-back outing.
Yeah, we've seen Eichhoff 3 times. He's pitched pretty well against the Cubs, 1-1 with a 2.70 ERA. He's one of the guys they got from the Rangers in the Cole Hamels deal a couple of years ago. Jake Arrieta did not face the Phillies last year. His last 4 starts against their ball club, 3-1 with a 163.
Before the ball game last night, Chris Bryant received his plaque after winning the MVP award last year. And then he went out and homered and tripled as the Cubs beat the Phillies. We'll have game 3 of this series coming up next.
In part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And Southwest Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Welcome inside beautiful Wrigley Field. Wind has shifted today. It is blowing in off the lake, so feels even a little colder than the first couple of nights of this series. But we're dry. And we will start on time. Let's get the umpiring crew tonight. Mike Estabrook will work home plate. Dan Bellino is at first. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, at second base. And Toby Basner is over at third. And for a Giga Time moment, brought to you by Xfinity. How about the bullpen? 4 perfect innings to finish the game.
Yeah, boy, it was very impressive. Up until that point, there hadn't been a 1-2-3 inning for either side. The Cubs bullpen came in and just slammed the door on the Phillies.
Cubs a game ahead of Milwaukee and St. Louis. Brewers and Cardinals rained out at Busch Stadium. Phillies come in at 12-13, second place in the East, 4.5 back of the Washington Nationals. And here's their Southwest starting lineup. Hernandez off to a great start. Daniel Nava will get his first start of the series. Aaron Altair is in there again. He's been on a tear so far this week. I wrote that earlier today. Maikel Franco cleaning up. Herrera batting 5th. Brock Stassi's the first baseman. Freddie Galvis the shortstop. Another switch batter. Andrew Knapp the catcher. And the pitcher Eichhoff.
Well, here are the Cubs defensively tonight. Jason Hayward is in center field, flanked by Schwarber left, Zobrist right. Around the horn, let's get crazy. First to third, Rizzo, Baez, Russell, Bryant. Miguel Montero will catch Jake Arrieta for the second time this year. They're an effective duo the one time they hooked up. That was in Milwaukee, and in that ball game, Jake went 7 innings and allowed a couple earned runs. For the year, he's making his 6th start, 3 up, 1 down with a 4.66 ERA. He's had first inning woes. He's allowed 9 first inning runs, including 5 in his last start at Fenway Park against the Sox.
Both managers, like last night, would like to see some length out of their starters. On Monday night, the Cubs could only get 4 outs from Brett Anderson. Last night, John Lester got the win, but he went the minimum 5 innings to qualify for that victory. Meantime, Pete Mackanin has gotten 9 innings combined from his starters in the first 2 games. So the second baseman Hernandez will step in. Top 2 spots in the Phillies order. Batting a combined .343 with 45 runs so far. It's 3 through 7 that has really struggled. Arrieta ready to work, and the first pitch is a fastball low.
Hernandez, a guy worth keeping an eye on, a talented young player. Swing the bat. He's hit 4 home runs. He can steal bases.
Fouled on the screen. 1-1.
Lifetime against the Phils, Jake is 3-2 with a 3.98 ERA.
Talked on the score the other day about his mechanics. He said, as you mature as a pitcher, and you can speak to this, you get a better idea as time goes on of when you're just not quite right. Swing and a miss. That was very right.
And that was very Arrieta-like right there.
Nasty slider at 90. But he said with his crossfire action, you know, I can get out of sorts on occasion.
Yeah, I guess it's what you would call a complicated delivery. The way he rocks his shoulders back, throws across his body. Presents a lot of funky angles. He's the kind of guy, if he was a young pitcher coming up through your system, a pitching coach might try to get their hands on him and say, hey, you can't pitch that way. But, you know, when you've had the success he's had, you don't want to alter that. That's part of why he's been so good. The deception is part of this delivery.
Ball strike. Daniel Nava to a terrific start. But he brought up the analogy in that radio interview that you've talked about. He said, sometimes I'm like the merry-go-round, that I need to be more like the Ferris wheel.
Right. So what he's talking about is the shoulder rotation up and down versus laterally. So watch his shoulders, and you see how he lifts that front elbow. That helps him hide the ball. and then I'll help him get on top to drive the ball down into the zone. If his shoulders are working like from third base to first base too much, that's when he starts to elevate the breaking pitch, loses command of the fastball. There are pitchers who are, I think the term would be rotational, to have success. Madison Bumgarner comes to mind.
2-1 on Nava. He signed originally as a free agent with the Boston Red Sox. Theo Epstein was their general manager. He made his major league debut in 2010. His entire career prior to this season was spent in the American League.
Play a little first base, plays the outfield.
3-1 serve is off the outside corner, and he walked him.
That's a big part of Nava's game too. He's very patient. He takes a lot of walks. Had to be tempted. That fastball's thigh high, just off the outside corner.
Here comes Altair, 4 for 7. 2 doubles, a homer, 2 walks, 4 knocked in, 3 runs. Excellent outfield defense in the first 2 games. 6'5", 215. And he takes a strike. 9th round pick, 2009. Avondale, Arizona. Still just getting his big league career started. Parts of 4 seasons, but hasn't played more than 57 games in any one season. Can play all 3 outfield spots. He's in right tonight. .50 degrees with the northeast wind at 5 miles an hour.
Arrieta's been fairly easy to run on in his career.
Long pause at the belt. Now the 1-1 is off the inside corner.
And you can see why with that delivery right there. He's not real quick to home plate. But he would have to make major delivery modifications to be quick to home plate. And as a pitcher, your primary focus is the guy is standing at home plate as opposed to the one on first base.
Battery tonight of Arrieta and Montero. 2-2 to count.
You've got the big leg kick, kind of unfurls that big body.
Fourth career start as a Cub for Arrieta. The 2-2 got him looking.
And if John Lester happens to be in the clubhouse right now watching this on television, he's saying, where was that last night? Because he made a lot of quality pitches at the bottom of the zone and just couldn't get Toby Basner, the home plate umpire, to call it. Pitcher's pitch, good sinker, right at the notch of the knees. Strikeout number 2 for Arrieta.
Franco with 2 down takes a strike.
Jake looks like he's got pretty good jump on that heater tonight.
Runner at first, 2 outs, 2 strikes on Franco. Just underway, top of the first. Outside, 1-2. Winning team so far this week has scored at least 8 runs. Phillies 10-2 Monday night. The Cubs 8-3 winners in game 2. And it takes off on the 1-2. The throw by Montero. And Nava is in safely with a stolen base.
Curveball. Montero does a nice job picking it out of the dirt. To throw a little bit short. And then this tandem of Arrieta and Montero work well together, but they are susceptible to the stolen base.
2-2 pitch. Base hit to right. Nava around third is going to try to score. The throw, and he is safe. He just got in under the tag by Montero. Phillies lead 1-0.
So a walk, stolen base, and an off-field single, and the Phillies are on the board. Zobrist got to the ball in pretty good shape. That hop takes a little steam out of the throw. Montero, sweep tag, but Nava in ahead of it. Jake came into this one having allowed 9 first-inning runs, and he had a 14.4 first-inning ERA. So that's the what. You know, you can identify. You just look at the numbers, you can tell the what. The fact that he's allowed a lot of first inning runs, and he's not the only one on this staff. The why is a lot harder. He has not had that problem before. Last year, all season, he allowed 6 first inning runs, and the same in 2015.
I think that the fallback answer generally is the most obvious one, and that is he hasn't been quite as sharp overall. Right? That's probably the answer, as opposed to some weird first inning thing.
Right, and that you know, some guys have a hard time getting loose. But that's never been an issue with him. Frank, although I'll say this much, he got knocked around by Boston in his last start. His stuff looks really crisp here tonight, so I anticipate he's going to end up pitching a good game.
He's ahead of Herrera. 0-2. A little high, according to Mike Estabrook.
He threw first pitch strikes a high percentage of the time in that game against Boston, and maybe too many. I don't know. Maybe you can be in the zone a little bit too much, especially against an aggressive team. The Red Sox are a pretty aggressive lineup. This team has changed its approach a little bit. They've been more patient this year than last. Working deeper counts, taking more walks.
So from high to low, and it's 2-2. First baseman Stassi is on deck. Walk, steal, and an RBI single giving the Phillies the lead. That one will get past Zobrist. Shoots all the way to the wall. Franco scores. It's a double for Odubel Herrera, and it's 2-0.
That ball was blistered. Zobrist got fooled by it. I think Ben thought initially he was going to be able to make a play on this. Ball broke laterally to his right, and then had to retreat, try to make a leaping catch. See the late alteration, and they're out there.
So back-to-back 2-out run scoring hits. Here is Brock Stassi, the first baseman. On roster invitee, and was the final guy to make their club out of spring training. And he looks at a fastball low.
It's that, he's thrown a couple at 94, a couple of sinkers at 93 with real good action, and that's why. And the action on that cutter. It looks like his stuff is really good here tonight.
On the line and out of play.
Stuff doesn't always equal results. Sometimes you just get beat. I think that was the Mickey Morandini fan club we just saw there.
That's a strike. Make it 1-2. And the Cubs will have to come from behind again tonight, trailing early. Arrieta home and caught. Nice timing play by Russell to wait back and catch that liner. Phillies 2, Cubs coming up. Starting lineup, Schwarber with the big game-winning 3-run homer last night. Bryant had a big night as well before leaving with minor calf tightness. Rizzo, Zobrist, Russell, and Hayward in the middle. Montero, the catcher, Arrieta, and Javier Baez.
Phillies defensively, a little different look tonight as Nava gets a start in left. Herrera remains in center. Altair slides from left to right. Bronco, Galvis, Hernandez, Stassi. Stassi has really good hands over there at first base. The guys up the middle are strong. Our first look at catcher Andrew Knapp, and the starting pitcher is Jared Eichhoff. He's 26. He's 0-2, and he's got a 3.56 ERA. He's got a real good curveball, a little below average velocity, good command.
First pitch swinging, Schwarber lofts one down the left field line, and it's just out of play as Nava ran out of room. And if Schwarber gets a hit here, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. The 0-1 is off the inside corner. Eichhoff is a Midwesterner like last night's starter Jeremy Hellickson. Hellickson from Des Moines, Iowa. Eichhoff from Evansville, Indiana. Attended Olney Central College here in Illinois. It's downstate, not too far from the Indiana border. He was a teammate of Kyle Hendricks in the low minor leagues with Texas. Hendricks traded for Ryan Dempster, and as JD mentioned, Eichhoff in the Cole Hamels deal. Slapped on the ground foul past third.
Phillies landed a handful of prospects in that deal with the Rangers. Eichhoff, not one of those guys that was really highly regarded because he doesn't light up the radar gun, but he's proven to be a competent big league pitcher. He was an 11-game winner last year and had a .365 ERA, making 33 starts. That ERA the best among Phillies starters, and just one behind Jeremy Hellickson in the win column last year.
Ready for a 3-2, and he struck him out on a slider. Last night's game winner for Schwarber was the 20th of his career. Came in his 97th regular season game. Quickest Cub to reach the 20 homer mark. Bryant into center for a base hit. The homer Bryant hit last night was the 70th of his career. That was the first Cubs hit tonight.
Had a hitting streak snapped the other day, and he was right back at it. He got very good numbers. This one off the end of the bat, just a little flare into shallow center.
This is the Cubs' 27th game. The opposition now has scored first 15 times. Rizzo fouls out of play. Well, that's something you'd like to see change at some point.
I think they need to start receiving the opening kickoff more often instead of deferring. I think that'll help.
Ground ball to first. Mishandled by Stassi. That'll go 3-4-3 as Hernandez picks up his teammate. 2 outs.
As I mentioned, the reputation is that he's a very good defender. This one eats him up a little bit. He probably got a little hurried thinking about 2. Yeah, it looks to me like he's starting to lean back toward the bag with the intent of catching the ball, touching the base, and throwing to second for a tag play on Bryant. He's got a whole lot going on there, and fortunate that his second baseman was there to bail him out.
Bryant now in scoring position for Zobrist.
Koff gets good run on his fastball, run away from the left-handed hitter. And I remember from seeing him in the past as a guy who was willing to work inside too to both right and left-handed hitters. He has the 4 basic pitches: fastball, curve, slider, change. Rarely uses his changeup. If you would grade those pitches, curveball probably would rate the highest.
Fastball in too close. 1-1 on Zobrist. Phillies got 2. couple of 2-out RBI hits. Center field, Herrera will make the catch, and that's it for the Cubs in the first. They leave a man, do not score, and it's 2-0. Chicago is presented by State Farm. Well, Madden having a conversation with the crew chief Marvin Hudson.
No idea what that was all about.
Freddie Galvis had his career high 13-game hitting streak come to a close last night. Swings away at the first pitch. Lazy fly to left. Gloved by Schwarber.
This Saturday, May 6th, 6:15 first pitch. Cubs play the New York Yankees, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive Cubs decals presented by Pepsi. For ticket information, visit Cubs.com.
Should be a fun weekend.
Hard-hitting Bronx Bombers are coming to town.
Aroldis Chapman and Starlin Castro returning to Wrigley Field, and big Aaron Judge.
He went deep again tonight already.
Has he really?
13 now.
I saw their outfield combined for 5 home runs last night. Late swing by the catcher Andrew Knapp. Switch batter hitting on the left side, 25 years old, 10th major league game. Cal Berkeley guy. They drafted him in the second round of the 13 draft. 1-2.
Maybe that's why he's wearing the Jeff Kent mustache.
Yeah.
Kent was a Berkeley guy.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Number 3 for Arrieta.
Yeah, he's got the kind of stuff tonight where you should see a lot of swings and misses. First couple of starts for Jake this year, the stuff maybe was a little short than what we normally see. Didn't have the life on the heater, but last couple times out that has not been the case.
Eichhoff, a career 131 hitter. Waits on a 1-0. And he fouls out of play. I don't think he had any idea where that ball went once he made contact. 1-2. Baseball news today. Corey Kluber goes to the 10-day DL. Indians ace has a lower back sprain. Edinson Volquez of the Marlins has a thumb blister called strike 3. He had a weird line last night. 9 strikeouts, 8 walks in under 5 innings.
Yeah.
2-zip Phils.
He's capable of that. Fun Spots opens this Friday, and their Kentucky Derby party Saturday. Tickets are currently on sale for the Arlington Million with a special online discount. Visit arlingtonpark.com. Arlington, bet on fun.
We referenced Cole Hamels earlier, traded to Texas. And the deal that brought Eichhoff to the Phillies. Hamels looks like he's going to miss 8 weeks with a sprained oblique.
Wow, 8 weeks for Hamels. Syndergaard, they're talking months, maybe 3 months. Shelby Miller having Tommy John, right?
Yeah.
Bumgarner's down for an extended period of time.
Madison Bumgarner out after the dirt bike accident. We mentioned Kluber and Volquez. Crazy. Russell will lead it off, and we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Ace and Tech in Fayette County, Iowa. One ball, no strikes. Kevin Gausman ejected tonight. He hit Xander Bogaerts with a curveball. Very tense rivalry brewing between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Some very pointed comments by Manny Machado after the game last night.
Yeah, I think Chris Sale is going to be suspended for his actions in that game.
Line shot is caught by Nava. Bad luck for Russell that time.
As Sale threw a pitch behind Machado as that feud continues to bubble on. MLB has told both clubs to knock it off, basically, in a heightened sense, clearly for the umpire. So normally I would you take Holbrook to task for ejecting Gausman for hitting a guy with a curveball. So clearly there's no intent, but I can understand that the umpire is being a little hypersensitive with all that has gone on there.
Hayward backed off the plate.
Time to put the macho aside, boys, and just play ball. Somebody takes one in the forehead.
Machado, I thought, made a pretty good point. He said, look, I've got a bat in my hands. He said, I'm not going to use it. But he said, if I did, I'd be suspended for like a year. But if a pitcher throws at my head, he's going to get a few games. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for pitching inside. Part of the history of the game, the intimidation factor. But I also would be in favor of longer suspensions for headhunters.
Good hitters count here for Hayward. 3-1. And the pitch. Huge foul.
Keuchhoff maybe committing to the changeup a little bit more tonight than he normally does.
Mentioned earlier, Brewers and Cardinals postponed, and because of the weather forecast tomorrow, instead of a 12:45 first pitch, they're going to play the game at 6:15
in the evening.
Right, not 6:15 a.m.
That would be awesome.
Hayward takes ball 4. There are a few places you could do that, and I think Wrigley Field is one of them.
Play a morning game. Speaking of Wrigley Field, the Cubs are out of town on Mother's Day weekend, but you can still treat Mom at the Park at Wrigley on Saturday, May 13th with a ticket to Craft and Cuisine. Craft and Cuisine is a culinary and craft beverage event featuring more than 40 beer and wine tastings, live music, and chef demonstrations, plus food samplings from some of Chicago's most celebrated chefs. Purchase your tickets today. parkatwrigley.com.
Strike on Miguel Montero, getting the start back of the plate.
When I was in AAA, we played a triple header against the Maine Guides.
Were they 7 or 9 inning games?
They were 7s, and the first one was at 10 in the morning. Deep breath. Review the scouting report. What's he going to throw me here?
Montero 13 for his last 23. Eichhoff throws late to first.
Miguel now an American citizen.
Way wide.
Wonder if his teammates will start calling him Mike now.
Originally from Venezuela. Good rip at that pitch. It's 2-2 on them. Phillies lead 2-0. They got their runs in the first.
Just a wee bit late getting started there, I think.
Right-handers tomorrow afternoon. Zach Eflin for the Phillies. John Lackey for the Cubs. Arrieta next.
Hayward likely moving here on 3-2. Nope.
Pulled to right. It'll get down. Hayward on his way to third. He's going to be stopped there, and they're at the corners for the pitcher as Montero stays hot.
Yeah, it's just one outstanding plate appearance after another from Montero. You can just see the confidence in his swing. This time he does time him up nicely. Rips that ball into right. Good play by Altera out here, cutting this ball off. Otherwise, Hayward scores easily. this is the situation where Joe likes to use the safety squeeze, but he also likes to let Arrieta swing.
Now, might that change with runners at first and third? The idea being if you let him swing away and he hits into a double play. We'll find out. Takes ball one.
In this situation, would give him one swing and then maybe put the safety squeeze on, especially with the fact that Baez has shown some life in his bat here the last couple of days.
Little tapper, it's going to work. He's out, but Hayward scores. Jake will get an RBI. And the Cubs have their first run, trailing now 2-1.
It was like a swinging safety squeeze. Couldn't have rolled it out there any better. Big swing. The contact wasn't particularly big. Got in on him, just a little slow roll. A great read by Hayward. There's a lot of guys that are still standing on third base on that play.
Runner at second for Baez, coming off a 4 for 4 last night. 6 out of 8 in the series with 2 homers. Ball one. First Cub out of the 9 spot with 4 hits at Wrigley Field since Don Hardwell did it against the Milwaukee Braves June 30th, 1960. Chris Campco. This will end the inning as Stassi takes it unassisted. David Kaplan will join us when we return. It's 2-1 Phillies. Radio host and now author David Kaplan, who wrote The Plan, and it is available now on Amazon.com. There were a lot of happy people when the Cubs won the World Series, but I know you in particular were pretty happy because you've been working on this project for quite some time.
Yeah, I started writing it, Len. Thanks you guys for having me up here last February, and then when Rajai Davis hit the home run, I went, "You've got to be kidding me!" I mean, I would have bet $1 billion that day that they were going to win Game 7, and then to see it finally end and turn the book in the day before Thanksgiving, and it was a lot of fun to write.
$1 billion. Well, now at least we know you're doing pretty well at CSN. That's good to know. As Cesar Hernandez will lead off against Arrieta. So the idea of writing the book was what? Just when Theo took over and the whole idea of trying to win it the way the Cubs did, which was particularly unique in this market?
They had said to me, the publishers at Triumph said, write a book on the 2016 team. And I said, yeah, there's going to be 1 million books if they win, and I think they're going to. Now, if you want to write something from the time Tom Ricketts bought the team to the day they won it, I'm in. I think it would be a really cool thing. And look, Theo's amazing, Jed's amazing, Jason McLeod did a great job. But the real hero is Tom Ricketts. To allow them to do this and then stay wedded and have the discipline to that plan when there was some really bad baseball for a while, he to me is the real hero. Obviously, the front office are geniuses.
No, I agree with you. It always starts and ends with ownership in these situations. Ground ball into center and a leadoff single. JD and I have talked about this very topic, and I think in theory, when a general manager or team president goes to a team owner and says, okay, here's the plan, it might take 3, 4, 5 years, but we might save a little money along the way, and then when we're ready to really go for it, we'll spend money again. We might lose a lot of games, right? And you say, okay, this is the right way to do it. And the owner says, I'm in, and then you lose 100 games, and you go, then we lose 95,
and the owner's out to
and
dinner, and somebody says, what's going on with you guys?
Right.
Why don't you spend some money and improve the club? And people are calling into talk radio and ripping the ownership for their approach. And you have to, as you said, you have to stick to the plan. You have to be wedded to it and stick to it.
Yeah, I interviewed Billy Beane, and he said the most impressive thing was in a market like this for the owner to never be out to dinner and go, okay, here's the checkbook, go get a couple veterans. He said that's pretty impressive.
Cover me, yeah.
Daniel Nava with a man on, nobody out. Phillies lead 2-1. And the pitch is low and outside. So you've been around here forever. What did you learn in the process of writing this book that you didn't know before you started it?
I guess on how far away they were until they finally put this plan together to build this thing the right way on business and on baseball. And Theo, the steward of the whole thing. You look back on the years I started doing the pre and post in '95. You look back and you think, wow. I mean, they had moments where they didn't want to spend money to have a second set of weight equipment in Arizona, so they would truck it back and forth. It was just kind of held together with baling wire and hoping to catch lightning in a bottle, whereas now you've built something for sustained success.
1-1 the count.
Was it enjoyable to write the book? Was it arduous? Were there times where you're banging your head against the wall and said, why did I go down this road?
Absolutely. All of it. I would come home after doing the post game. I'd get home late, and then I'd sit down and have nights where 4:30, and I got to get up to go to work, still typing, and there were other nights I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. But I had a recorder I kept with me in my car, and so on Bluetooth, I'd have calls out to everybody. Billy Beane or Brian Cashman or this one or that one, or find a player here or there. Can I have a few minutes? John Lester and area. Guys were phenomenal. Theo gave me 3 hours one day sitting down the left field line and said, ask me anything you want. You can ask any question you want. So it was really cool. Crane sat with me, and Jed and Jason and Tom Ricketts, and I just got a chance to get as much info as I could, and then I tried to put it together.
Looks like Joe is going to challenge this play at first base. So the Cubs think they may have gotten Hernandez.
Cubs used the challenge early in the ball game last night, and they did not have the ball go in their favor. But they did not take a lot of time before deciding to challenge this one. And there's why. It shouldn't take a long time for them to overturn it.
So, okay, we'll go back to Rajai Davis hits the home run. So, if the alternate ending had occurred, would you still be sitting on this book idea, or were you going to publish it this spring no matter what happened?
We were publishing either way. It was coming out because the plan is such a great plan, and they would still be the favorite going into this year, but certainly wouldn't have had the appeal.
Right. And they've overturned. Joe will maintain his challenge. 1 out. 2-1 count on Daniel Nava.
I think the most impressive thing they did was the transparency. To say, hey, look, it's going to take time. Not every team does that. They did. I think more should. Be honest with your fans.
Yeah, I know Drayton McClain got into trouble down in Houston for that because Drayton was, a very optimistic guy, and he would always say, we're going to be champions. We're being a champion today. And it just, wore people out after a while because everybody knew they weren't going to be champions for a while. They might be a champion this year, but, through that process down there, you could tell they were blowing it up and rebuilding, and he just didn't want to use that word. But I agree with you. I think the transparency, just tell folks, here's the deal, hang with us. They held those meetings downtown in the off season. They brought the season ticket holders in, explained to them what they were doing, asked people to be patient.
And when they made a mistake, they would say, hey, that probably wasn't the best deal there. They were very honest. I remember being with Lenny at some of the season ticket holder things.
Oh, sure.
And they were.
Yeah, not every trade worked out great. I think Theo would tell you the DJ LeMahieu deal. That was the early one that didn't work out because they didn't really know DJ that well. But then again, they did the Cashner for Rizzo trade right around that time. Wood for Marshall. Those worked out very well. But I would say way more work than didn't.
That's why they've got rings.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Well, you're a fan. You admit it when you're on the air. You get emotional. You get upset. Were there moments with your audience where you felt like you were not on the same page with them in terms of them being upset, and you think saying just be a little patient here?
During the rebuild?
Yeah.
No, because I believed in Theo and what his idea was,
Right.
his plan.
Right. All right, the plan. David Kaplan. Go buy it. Amazon.com. Thanks, Cap.
Thanks, guys.
Head to the bottom of the third here at Wrigley. Cubs trailing by a run. This is your Miller Lite game report. Javier Baez, a big couple of nights at the plate. We just saw him for the first time tonight at the dish, and he mentioned after going 4 for 4 last night, really paying attention, guys, to that leg kick. Sometimes he doesn't even realize how high it gets. Now, we know this has been an ongoing project for Baez, but one of the things that's new to his routine, if you will, assistant hitting coach Eric Hinsky was telling me that in the first inning, when he's hitting really deep in the lineup, like the 9-hole he is tonight, he will flip to him in the first inning just so that he can get his timing down and the whole muscle memory to that leg kick. And Javi says it's really been working, and so far the last couple nights it's been working real well.
And when you say flipping to him, that means in the batting cage that is just off the clubhouse. And actually is the old clubhouse. It's off the dugout, I should say. on the way to the clubhouse, and that's something JD couldn't have done a couple of years ago.
Yeah, the real value is that the bench guys can go up there in the middle of the game and take some swings off live BP or off the machine and get ready for a big pinch hit appearance late. Back in the day, they just go hit balls off a tee into a net in the old clubhouse. And so, but that's another example of it there with Javi being able to do that flip drill with Hinske in the first inning, give him some swings, reinforce those good mechanics prior to his first plate appearance.
The count is full to Schwarber. Cool and clear tonight. The 3-2, and he laid off a breaking ball and takes the walk.
Come out and show your support of your world champion Chicago Cubs. Tickets are still available for tomorrow's series finale with these Phillies. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. .120 ball game tomorrow.
Outside for a ball to Bryant. Since he debuted on April 17th, 2015, his 70 career homers trail just Nolan Arenado and Bryce Harper in the National League. Arenado at 87, Harper with 73. This has now reached safely in 14 straight. With a first inning single. Short lead by Schwarber. Pitch to the plate is on the top part of the strike zone. 2-1. Huge crowd tonight.
He didn't give that fastball on the outside corner to Eichhoff, but willing to call the high one.
Here's the pitch, fouled back. Outfield around the left, infield around the left. Fly ball to right. Altair with a long run, but he's going to get there. And that's the first out. Rizzo, who grounded out his first time. Diamondbacks and Nationals 1-1. Bottom of the 6th in DC.
Two highest scoring teams in the National League. Pitchers taking charge in that one.
Gonzalez went 5 for the Nationals. Robbie Ray is still in there for the D-backs.
Robbie Ray has punched out 10 through 5 2/3. Gonzalez in his 5 innings struck out 8 but walked 7. Yeah, I can see that. Gio, he's one of those swing and miss guys. Tends to walk a few.
Reds are all over the Pirates 6-0 in the 6th in Cincinnati. Jameson Taillon getting knocked around. 3-run homers by Eugenio Suarez in the first and Billy Hamilton in the fourth. One and two on Rizzo. The pitch. He struck him out on the curve. Second strikeout for Eichhoff.
Curveball by Eichhoff just settles over the inside corner. Knapp does a nice job presenting it to Estabrook, the home plate umpire. Chris has a little mini hitting streak going. He's hit safely in 5 straight. And a lot of solid contact in the last week or so. Slowly but surely his batting average starting to climb.
Eichhoff to the plate. Didn't get the call. 1 ball, no strikes. Not much room out on the bleachers tonight. Everybody bundled up.
Uh-oh. Caught a little flat-footed there.
Popped up, shallow center field. Herrera races in, and that's it for the Cubs in the third. They trail after 3, 2-1.
Noon on CSN. Starlin Castro makes his return to Wrigley. He'll be wearing Yankee pinstripes. Coverage starts at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto, or stream live at csnchicago.com. Castro off to a very good start at the Yankee team, scoring a bunch of runs. He's hitting for a very high average in the middle of that lineup. Trail the Blue Jays 6-5 tonight. They're in the 5th. Franco Herrera Stasi to face Arrieta here, top of the fourth. RBI single, first time up for Maikel Franco, hitting just .208.
One and one. Phillies cleanup man. You know, I should have Googled it before I asked, but you're rubbing off on me. Instead of looking it up, I'd just rather throw it out there. Who came up with the term cleanup hitter?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Miller Huggins.
Miller Huggins was the manager of the 27 Yankees.
He and Babe Ruth did not really get along. I imagine the Babe was pretty hard to manage.
That is a fair ball. Schwarber gets to it pretty quickly, and he's going to keep Franco to a single. Nice job by Schwarber to play the carom on what is always a double, and probably would have been with the old configuration, right? Because that wall now angles out a little bit sooner without the bullpen mound to worry about.
Yeah, and you'd have to be with the bullpen there. You would have to be a little more tentative in your approach heading over in that direction. I'm not sure if Franco was really selling out going down the line either, because by the time Schwarber got to that ball, Franco really was in no position to even think about getting two bases. Leadoff single last inning by Hernandez. He was picked off. Arrieta hunting for a ground ball with that power sinker, trying to get two. So one noticeable difference for Jake this year, his ground ball rate is way down. More balls in the air, and the long ball has been a little bit of an issue. He's allowed 6 home runs so far this year. Has made him so good is a combination of the ability to get the swings and misses, strikeout rate, and the ground ball rate, not giving up much damage.
Defensive swing by Herrera that time.
Last year, opposing hitters batted .194 against Arrieta. Coming into this game, they were batting .263 against him. Looking at some numbers earlier today, in his Cy Young year in 2015, left-handed batters batted .159 against him.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Good run on this heater, and Herrera's taken some funky swings in this series.
Strike 1, Brock Stassi.
I think this is the best stuff Jake has had this year.
High drive, right field. Zobrist back. He is at the wall, and he can't make the play. It does stay in the yard. And it's a double for Stassi. Franco had to make sure that the ball wasn't caught, so he'll have to stop at third. That ball might have actually hit the new bullpen door.
Jake misses his spot this time. They're trying to go away, but the ball is down and in. So got to the wall and was in position to make a play on this ball. Came up empty.
Top of that door. It's always a tricky play to make with the basket overhang. The Cubs will bring their infield in against Galvis. Second and third with only one out. Arrieta's pitch. Low.
Yeah, I think the thinking here for Arrieta and Montero would be just throw a bunch of chase pitches here, see if Galvis will get himself out. You end up walking him, you set up the double play. Got the 8-hole hitter next, young kid Knapp. And then the pitcher follows him.
Set at the belt. Here's a 1-1. Low and in.
I think of it this way: you've got to get 2 outs here to end the inning. You'd rather go after Galvis, Knapp, or Knapp, Eichhoff. Probably the latter.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Nick would love a strikeout here. It's not going to happen. Not that deep, but it looks like Franco's going to go. Hayward's throw cut off by Rizzo, so deep enough off the bat of Freddie Galvis for a sacrifice fly, and it's now 3-1.
And you see where that pitch was on our Menard's pitch cast there. It was way down out of the zone. So Galvis, pretty good handle of the bat, realizes what's going on behind him in the batting order with an aggressive approach. Even though they were pitching carefully, pitching around him, he was willing to expand his zone to try to get a run home. That ball probably would have bounced had he not hit it.
Knapp with a runner at second. Makes a curve for ball 1. Here it comes. Bounces foul to the pull side. Mets lead the Braves 5-3 in Atlanta. 5th inning there. Jacob deGrom against Bartolo Colon. Colon went just 4 innings. Arrieta late. So Knapp with an infield hit, and it will get the pitcher Eichhoff to the plate.
The whole key here is just don't make a mistake trying to be too aggressive, trying to make a heroic play. With the pitcher coming up next.
And you saw Baez and Rizzo having a conversation. I think that was an easier bet for Baez than Rizzo.
Anthony pretty aggressive going to his right.
So first and third. Eichhoff taps to Arrieta. No throw, but Rizzo has it. Phillies get 3 hits, score once, and lead 3-1. field is going pink to promote breast cancer awareness. Join us as the Cubs host the Yankees at 7:05. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers. We'll get a Cubs Save Second Base t-shirt presented by Advocate Healthcare. For more information, visit Cubs.com. Eichhoff has his second 2-run lead of the night. In the fourth, the Cubs will have Russell, Hayward, and Montero.
Last go around, all three had good plate appearances. Russell hit the ball very sharply to left for a line out. Hayward walked, Montero singled.
Wanted to mention a milestone from last night. Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers, in his first game back from the disabled list, hit his 450th career homer. Cabrera should be a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer 5 years after he retires. One strike on Russell.
No doubt about it. Second among all actives in terms of home runs, trailing Albert Pujols, who has 594. We'll get to 600 here at some point this season, barring an injury.
Cabrera is a career .320 hitter. Two and one. That'll get out of play off of first. Russell, 23 years old. Third full season. All-Star last year. Good take. 3-2. Eichhoff to the plate. The fly ball will hit the other way. It's deep. It is caught. Right at the 368 sign. It's Altair. Got everybody on their feet out in the bleachers.
Yeah, another day maybe this flies out of here. Really a helping wind tonight. That was a brazen pitch, boy. Challenge fastball on 3-2. Russell waiting back just a little bit. Didn't want to get fooled by a breaking pitch. Put him a little bit behind that fastball.
Now works to Hayward.
Russell's had two pretty good swings tonight, but nothing to show for it.
A walk and a run. His first time up. Hayward's played a lot of center field here early on this season. As he, Almora, and Jay shared a lot of time out there when Hayward hasn't been at right. Everything up so far in this sequence. And the 3-0 pitch is a strike. 2-2. The Cubs did take batting practice on the field today. And I say that because they don't do that very often. But a couple of day games coming up. To get out there and take some swings around 4:30.
Yeah, getting back late from the road trip. It'll be tough to do it Monday. The weather as well not cooperating. So this is one day where you knew they could get out there and get some good work in.
Got a promo or something?
Gather at the mound to chat a little bit, let their teammate recover. Knapp says he's ready to go.
If they're squeamish, look away. That's not a great billboard for catchers. Caught by Hernandez, who almost overran it.
More hard contact, but another out. Wyckoff living a bit of a charmed life here in the bottom of the 4th. Deep count, solid contact, but he's won both battles, at least on the scorecard.
Two outs, nobody on. The pitch to Montero is fouled away.
You mentioned earlier that both managers would like to get some length out of their starters here tonight. Eichhoff positioned to do that. You can get Montero here. He will have been pretty efficient through 4, despite the fact that he's not yet had a 1-2-3 inning.
As manager, Pete Buchanan is a baseball lifer, been around forever. Second full season managing the Phillies. Brother Rice, alum. So from Chicago, played in the Cubs minor league system, and then he spent 6 years in the organization, including 5 as a manager. His first year was in 1985 in Peoria, where he managed Greg Maddux, Rafael Palmeiro, another guy with Chicago connections next to him, former Cub Larry Bowa. Maddux pitched on opening day that year in '85. Two is outside, and another full count. Center. Playable. Herrera. Inning over. To the 5th. 3-1 Phillies.
Wrigley to an overnight social media sensation. Meet Colt and the Kyler family and their passion for the Chicago Cubs. Field of Dreams come true Friday afternoon on Cubs pregame live at 12:30.
Phillies will bat here in the 5th against Arrieta. Third time through the order. Rizzo and Bryant on the corners and outside for a ball. Terrific start for Hernandez. That's both ways. And fouls.
Got picked off after leading off the third with a single, and it's kind of the knock on him. Not that he should never get picked off. Part of the game, it happens, but a little too much, too often for him.
Schwarber makes the play. 1 out. We'll bring up Nava, making his 9th start. Fires. Comebacker. 2 quick outs. Relive the magic of last year's historic run through the official 2016 championship season. Fly the W book, featuring personal essays by Tom Ricketts, Theo Epstein, and others, as well as never before seen photos. For more information, go to Cubs.com/flythewbook. There is an essay in there about calling the final out by Pat Hughes. Good stuff. Bounce to Bryant. What the final out of the World Series kind of looked like. Bottom of the 5th. 3-1 Phillies.
Show Me Sports into your remote and get live game stats, up to the minute scores and standings right on your TV. Change the way you experience sports with Xfinity X1.
Pitcher versus pitcher. Strike one on Arrieta.
Jake has the RBI for the Cubs tonight. A little tapper out in front of home plate that brought Jason Hayward home from third.
Here's the 0-2. And we'll repeat. This time he gets him. Only his third strikeout. Baez grounded out in the second.
They get the full shift on. First baseman Stassi, the only guy on the right side of the infield. Is capable of dropping a bunt too. That something might cross his mind against this alignment. A little push bunt for Stassi to go get it, and be a foot race to the bag with the pitcher.
And a tough night here in these last couple of innings for the catcher Knapp.
Yeah, so you can see Javi, you could kind of get inside his head a little bit. He wants to play small ball, good bunter. In the right circumstances, think about a bunt.
What a play. Hernandez stuck with it. That was a Baez-like grab in the outfield.
Well, he got a great break. You're going to see it here, how quickly he reacts. It takes a perfect path retreating for this little soft flare, and I don't think Herrera was going to get there. Hernandez, I think, was the only option. That's a beautiful play.
With 2 outs, it'll be up to Schwarber to get something started. Cubs' last hit came with 1 out in the second inning. Miguel Montero, high fly ball foul.
Schwarber typically takes pitches, works counts, but every now and then he'll look to ambush that first pitch heater. And 2 outs and nobody on. That's a good idea for a guy with his power.
Off with a strike on a curve.
Really
make it 0-2.
Not really looking to serve as a table setter in this situation. You're looking to do damage. Goff has a real good idea what he's doing out there. Moves the fastball all around the zone, in and out, up and down.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So through 5, Eichhoff and the Phils lead 3-1. You would guess the route efficiency was pretty close to 100% on the Hernandez play, and it was just under 98% to make that catch. So if you were thinking you can't do it much better than that, you're pretty close to being airtight in making that statement. Awkward cut by Franco.
Kind of a premeditated swing, I think. He was going up there hacking. Had a nice night though, Franco. 2 out of 2, scored twice, driven 1 home. Cold night. Players are probably doing just fine though, moving around out there. Just blowers in the dugout, keeping them warm. Warmish at least.
He got him on the outside corner. He has spanned 6.
You can't make a better pitch. This is just perfect. You talk about the crossfire delivery of Arrieta, how it's tough for a right-handed hitter sometimes to hang in there, and he throws that darting slider right over the outside corner at the knees.
Herrera in the air. Baez waving off the outfielders.
You can follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, at csnchicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side.
Rock Stassi, the older brother of Max, was a catcher in the Astros system, but Max got to the big leagues several years before Brock did. Fouled away. Third round pick. One and two the count. Here comes Arrieta. And fouled onto the roof.
Well, Arrieta pretty good shape in terms of his pitch count here if he can finish off Stassi. Be in good shape to get through 7 here tonight. The first time in a long time, Jake did not pitch at least 5 innings. He went 4 1/3 against the Red Sox. It had been, 72 consecutive starts of 5 innings or more for Jake.
Quite a run. Swing and a miss. They go 1, 2, 3 for the 3rd time this evening. Options that Wrigley Field has to offer, like the Dell EMC Legends Suite, which includes an all-inclusive suite experience, and best of all, a visit from a former Cubs player. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs.
A good curveball, and Eichhoff, among the many good things he's doing here tonight, is one of them is being unpredictable. Fastballs in and out, the occasional first pitch breaking ball, and that's not a sloppy just get over hook. That's got good bite. Tried to overthrow that one. Retired 9 in a row.
Sprayed foul. 1-2. Well, the key number, you mentioned his stats from last year. He made 33 starts. So he was able to take that ball every 5 days.
That's a pretty good lettuce right there. That guy was rocking.
Kick out the jams. Called strike 3 as Bryant is out. That brings up Rizzo. Cubs have 2 hits. Bryant in the first, Montero in the second, both singles. That's it. Oh yeah, JD, you are jealous.
Oh yeah, big time.
Maybe you could borrow some from those 2 guys.
That's the good hair section of the stands.
Way more than they need. Maybe they're in the musical. Is Hair playing in town?
That I'm aware of. Oh, thing of beauty.
Yeah, how about that? Little
look at the spin
single
on that thing. Anthony will take it. His batting average has been trending in the wrong way here recent days. A little masse. Watch it when it hits the ground, the spin, the way it kicks.
tying run at the plate in the form of Ben Zobrist. Stassi holds on Rizzo. That ball hit off the end of the bat. The hits he's been garnering lately have been home runs. For a low average on this last trip, but hit 5 homers in 9 games. Off the outside, 1-1.
Well, Phillies playing for 2 in the middle of the diamond. If Zobrist could yank one through that hole on the right side, Rizzo could cruise on into third base.
Left-hander Joely Rodriguez throwing with bullpen coach John McLaren observing.
No doubt with an eye toward Hayward Montero. Should they get there in this inning?
Crowd booing because Rizzo was standing on first when Eichhoff threw over. I think we need a new rule. You are not allowed to throw to a base if the runner is standing on the bag.
Well, once in a while you see a guy get caught though.
Yeah, you're right. Taking his lead as the
stepping
throw
off
comes.
as the throw comes. Fans in general not particularly pleased to see the pickoff throw to first.
By the
visiting club.
Visiting pitcher. Yeah. Ground ball toward right. That's a base hit. Rizzo puts on the brakes. Back-to-back one-out singles.
Well, not able to go first to third, but he did exploit that hole on the right side for a base hit. A couple balls hit very sharply for outs in this ball game by the Cubs. Now 2 relatively soft ones turn into base hits. The lob wedge by Rizzo and that little ground ball by Zobrist sneaks through. Also hit the ball well both times up.
And they try to rally here in the 6th against Eichhoff, and Russell accepts a strike. Marlins all over the Rays tonight, 10-5. And the last of the 7th. Game being played at St. Pete. Way up in the air. 3 Phillies in the area. And it's the shortstop, and actually the infield fly rule was in effect, because Galvis was able to camp under it. A few years ago there was a very controversial such play in Atlanta in the wild card game, right? Cardinals and Braves.
Yeah, 2012. There was triple play in the ball game in Boston last night with the Orioles on a pop-up into shallow left field that J.J. Hardy failed to make the catch on.
Yeah, runners can advance once the arm goes up by the umpire. The batter's out. The runners can advance at their own risk.
And the one that happened in the playoff game, one of the stories around that play was the reason why it was called an infield fly was that because it was the postseason, they had extra umpires, and there was an umpire down the left field line, so the play was in front of him, and where they thought, a third base umpire in his normal position would have, well, shortstop's got too far to go to get that ball. It's not an infield fly.
Right.
Big pitch here, yep.
On Hayward. 3-0.
He went 3-0 on Jason last time before working his way back. Ultimately, Hayward lined out to second base. In this situation, I don't think Jason would have the green light.
He does, and he pokes it to left, and it drops. Run will score. It's a one-run ball game. Jason Hayward knocks in Rizzo, and it's 3-2.
Swinging on 3-0. There's that running fastball that's off the plate and up a little bit. Hayward stays on it, hits it sharply to left. A little indecision by Nava out there. Probably made the right play. If he leaves his feet or tries to make a shoestring catch and it gets by him, the game's going to be tied.
That'll be the end of Jared Eichhoff's evening. He will exit with a 3-2 lead as the Phillies go into their bullpen, and we'll be back. Seasonings call to the pen. Call grilling flavor up to the bigs. Left-hander Joely Rodriguez.
Saw him for an inning on Monday. It was scoreless. He had a strikeout. 13 and a third innings, 14 hits, 10 punch-outs, 4 walks for Rodriguez.
That Hayward RBI single, that's his first hit on a 3-0 pitch since 2012. Tommy Joseph also in as part of a double switch. And Rodriguez will face Wilson Contreras, who will pinch hit and stay in to catch.
Montero continues his good work. 1 out of 2 tonight. He'll give way to Contreras here. With a couple of men aboard. Big chance for Wilson. Rodriguez, 2-pitch pitcher, fastball that averages right around 93 miles per hour, and a slider that he throws about 40% of the time. It's fairly typical for a big league reliever. 2-pitch combo, power slider, good heater.
Tying run is at second. That's Zobrist. Hayward is at first. 3-2 ball game, 6th inning.
Depending on how things shake out here, everything in play for the Phillies starter Eichhoff. He could win, he could lose, he could get a no decision.
Here it comes.
Oh, my.
Gets away.
Had to be a cross-up. Well, maybe not. Maybe not a cross-up. Maybe just boxed it.
That could be significant. Now 2 in scoring position. Bry Ramos up for the Phillies. Albert Almora Jr. is the on-deck circle for Arrieta. Here comes Bob McClure. We've got all kinds of stuff going on here.
Buying a little time for Ramos with his visit to the mound and perhaps discussing strategy too now that there's a base open. I never did see Estabrook call that pitch. Is it a 1-0 pitch or an 0-1? I can't remember what the count was.
Called it a ball.
Called it a ball. Probably a strike. Tough to get the call though when you don't catch the pitch. Infield stays back. Ground ball just about anywhere ties the ball game. Oh, excuse me, 2 outs.
Cubs are going to take the lead. Zobrist in. Hayward scores. A double for Contreras. 4-3.
A double anywhere gives the Cubs the lead. How about that work by Contreras off the bench? It just drops the head on that low slide ball down below the knees. Pretty swing. More importantly, effective swing. A go-ahead swing.
Well, now Eichhoff will be on the hook for the loss. And Arrieta can get a win. Another pitching change. We'll be right back. Bry Ramos third Philly pitcher this inning. Cubs now lead this ball game 4-3.
Yeah, remember how it started? That little flare to left field off the bat of Rizzo. Zobrist squirts one through the right side. Hayward lines one to the left. Contreras, the big pinch hit double. After being quiet for a good stretch of this ball game, the Cubs erupt.
Well, Caesar batting for Arrieta, who could notch the win. And hey, happy birthday to Win Griffiths, working tonight on his birthday. Long time cameraman here at Wrigley. Fouled away. How old is Win?
There's Win right there. He's
60.
He's a young 52. Or thereabouts.
Birthday, Win. Caesar shows bunt, takes the pitch inside at 95.
Bats have been hard to come by for Caesar. It's a tough job, man, pinch hitter in the big leagues. Especially when you don't get the occasional start. It's hard to get any rhythm. But if the alternative is not being in the big leagues, then it's a job you'll gladly accept.
Toward the middle, Galvis with a nice play. He's going to fire home and save. Not sure why Galvis waited. He was trying to deke Contreras, and then Wilson just kept running, and it worked.
Yeah, it was a real heads-up play by Galvis initially. He knew he wasn't going to make a play on Caesar, so he looks back door to catch Contreras with a big turn of third. Contreras, thinking the ball is going to go to first base, just keeps on going. And Galvis with a late throw home bounces it off the mound, and it's that big high hop that proves to be the difference maker.
That'll be an RBI single for Caesar, and I hope Willie's all right. Willie had to contort to get in. This place is buzzing. Forget John Baker telling me last year, said, you know, that top 1% athlete, he said they're never catchers. He said Wilson Contreras is one of those guys. Outside corner for a strike on Baez. Four runs here in the sixth. Pulled into left for a base hit. Caesar stops at second. 4 consecutive 2-out hits.
Kind of in keeping with what has been a theme for the Phillies this year, their starting pitching's been pretty good. Their bullpen has really struggled. They have not been able to stop the bleeding here in the bottom of the sixth. 6 hits in the inning for the Cubs.
Schwarber, the ninth Cub to bat this inning. With a 1-0, gets past the catcher Knapp. Caesar will stop at third.
Well, there's a wild pitch to go along with the pass ball to go along with all the hitting. Okay, 2-0, cheating on a heater.
Make it 3-1.
Good work by the Cubs bench so far this year. 2 big pinch hits tonight. Coming into this one, Cubs pinch hitters were batting .293. 12 out of 41. Second best in the National League. Cardinals pinch hitters hitting .441.
Two. Second and third, 2 outs, 3-2 to Schwarber. Strike 3, inning over. But what an inning it was. Cubs getting the lead, and adding on is Wilson Contreras with the great slide at home plate.
Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Contreras stays in to catch after making his presence known off the bench with the go-ahead 2-run double and then scoring the insurance run. Koji Uehara making his 400th Major League appearance. All but 12 have been in relief.
First one since Sunday in Boston when he suffered the loss. He did not record an out in that outing. Allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He was working on back-to-back days. Saturday went swimmingly. 1 scoreless inning in that outing.
Splitter for his strike.
I don't know if there's enough of a sample to buy it or not, but he's gotten hurt when he's worked on back-to-back days. Only done it a couple times, and he's gotten touched up both times.
Quality start for Arrieta, 6 innings, 3 runs. Pat Neshek.
Yeah, you know, a couple plays in the outfield that were not made.
This one should be, and it is.
Would be. Otherwise, the numbers would be even better for Arrieta. But stuff-wise, I think this is as good as he's been this year. I love the action on his pitches. The velocity was good.
Knapp 1 for 2 with an infield hit. Carry on the big board for the stretch coming up. Nobody reached base against the bullpen last night. Edwards, Rondon, and Davis to help John Lester get his first win of the season. Elevate a heater. Instead, it's on the inside corner. There's strike 3.
Yeah, he may have missed his spot. He may have just disregarded what Contreras wanted to do. He may have had his own idea. Sometimes as a pitcher, you do that. You don't want to shake off. You don't want to have a conversation. The catcher may say, I want you to elevate the heater. And you're thinking, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to throw it down. Heard of a change of pace? That's a change of place.
Ooh. Joseph takes ball 1. Came into the game on defense in the 6th. Phillies won the opener Monday night. The big blow was his first inning 3-run homer. Turns and fires 1-2. Big crowd tonight, 39,335 in the ballpark.
He gets a lot of spin on his 4-seam fastball, usually 87, 88 miles per hour, but he gets a lot of swing throughs, pop-ups, foul backs.
Works quickly, and his 1-2 pitch is hit in the air to right field. Ben Zobrist underneath. Time for the 7th inning stretch. It is brought to you by Mazda.
For tonight's stretch, please direct your attention to the outfield video boards.
For it's one.
uniform for Neshek. Last couple of seasons he was an Astro. Before that a Cardinal, an A, a Padre, and 4 seasons with the Twins beginning in '06.
First pitch strike to Chris Bryant, who's 1 for 3 in this one.
Neshek, 36 years of age now. Played his college ball at Butler. Born in Madison, Wisconsin. There's a bundle of energy out there. And got a lot of funk.
Fly ball right field. Altair is over, and it's just out of play. The Tart.
And normally you'd see a second baseman in pursuit of that ball as well, but with a shift for Bryant, there's no chance for Hernandez to be involved in the play. He was not going to show up on game film near the ball on that one. That's why, because he's way over there. Another advantage the right-handed hitters have over the lefties, even with the shift. The left-handed hitter will have that one of the infielders positioned in shallow right field because of the short throw. Shift for a right-handed hitter, nobody out in shallow left field because they have to make that long throw across the diamond. So in theory, easier for a right-handed hitter to hit the ball through the shift on the left side than a left-handed hitter on the right.
On a piece of Cubs history as part of the Cubs' ongoing effort to restore and modernize Wrigley Field, several sections of seats have been or will be removed. These seats are now available to purchase in sets of 2. Go to Cubs.com/seat sale for more info. I mentioned Neshek was born in Madison. He grew up in the suburbs of the Twin Cities. Twins playoff teams over a decade ago, managed by Ron Gardenhire. You had Joe Mauer, Glenn Perkins, Pat Neshek, all local kids on that roster.
Make an all-star team one of those years?
Don't believe with the Twins, but yes.
Cardinals.
He was an all-star with St. Louis 3 years ago.
He's suffering from some kind of a wardrobe malfunction there, tugging at his pants after every pitch. It was just a little nervous tick. It's not a real tick.
That'll be a base hit. Nobody over there between first and second. So once it got past Neshek, it was an easy single.
Yeah, and he hits a few balls like that. He had one on the road trip in Pittsburgh. I wonder if some clubs are going to start to respect that a little bit and not be quite as extreme with their shifting. See if that little flare was the start of something big here for Rizzo. Get on a hot streak.
Strike called on Rizzo. He started the rally in the 6th with a 1-out single. Who scored on Hayward's RBI hit. Two strikes on him.
If I had to do it all over again, I think I would pitch like Pat Neshek. We all want to be a little more funky.
Fully looks cool. 1-2. Yankees now have an 8-6 lead over the Blue Jays as they play the bottom of the 8th. Drill to center. Herrera chasing after it. He'll make the catch. Bryant basically got to second, but he'll be able to get back to first, no problem.
The ball had a little slice spin on it, took a little steam out of it. Herrera, an opportunity to run underneath it. Dunsing and Rondon up in the Cubs bullpen.
Side on Zobrist. As we get ready for the Yankees to come to town, Starlin Castro has 2 hits tonight. He's hitting .362 on the year. Just put Greg Bird on the DL. Time with Chris Carter. High fly right field. The wind may push this one to the seats, and that's exactly what happened.
Matt Holliday hit a home run. He's a Yankee now. Hit number 5 tonight.
Yeah, he's slashing .269, .389, .526. Pretty intriguing pitching matchup in that one. It didn't really materialize. Marcus Stroman and CC Sabathia. They both got pulled early. Ball 4.
Opportunity to play add-on now. The walk pushes Bryant into scoring position.
Old foul.
Last road trip, Addison having success hitting the ball the other way. And he was so much better in this ballpark last year than on the road. Let's see here, a little more pain inflicted upon the Philly catcher Knapp. Bruised and battered. Big pass ball, wild pitch he didn't get leather on.
In the left. That's going to hold up for Nava. He throws quickly to second. Bryant back safely. So 2 outs. Here's Hayward. One and one. Fouled away.
You know how we like to go back in time, the annals of baseball history, and find interesting tidbits.
Yeah.
Jack McCarthy, this is on this date in 1899. Jack McCarthy of the Pittsburgh Pirates hits a game-winning 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning when his drive into the corner goes through an open door that a fan then shuts before the fielder can reach it.
And that was apparently allowed back then.
Well, no, the National League eventually ordered the game to be replayed, but I love it.
Oh, they
rolls
did.
through an open door and the fan closes the door.
Great.
Yeah, there's nothing to see here. Nobody in here, pal.
This date 1980, Fergie Jenkins became the 4th pitcher ever to win 100 games in each league. He was pitching for Texas that night. Beat the Orioles 3-2. The other 3 before him.
Jim Bunning was the first, I believe.
Cy Young.
Cy Young
was the first.
Oh.
Jim Bunning was the second. And Hall of Famer
Steve Carlton.
Gaylord Perry. The other. (3-2) to Hayward.
The Chicago Colts in 1896 had 9 triples in a game because the umpire created a ground rule that any ball that was hit into the overflow crowd would be a 3-base hit.
Fielded by Galvis. He's got to hurry, and he does. And the Cubs strand 2 to the 8th. Cubs lead 5-3. Now at eclicklending.com. eClick is located right here in Chicagoland and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. eClick Lending. Boom! Your mortgage just happened. Hector Rondon in the 8th, setting up for Wade Davis.
Hector has been outstanding, pitching to an 0.87 ERA, a scoreless inning in the ball game last night through 13 pitches. Gave up nothing, no hits, no walks, had a strikeout. A new look in the outfield as Zobrist slides over to play left, Almora in center, and Hayward will move to right.
This bullpen has now retired 20 consecutive batters going back to Monday night. It includes Uehara's 1-2-3 7th this evening. Strike one on Hernandez. Jam shot roller. Baez. Shovel pass to Rizzo. 1 out, 8th inning. Navo now. More action in the visitors' bullpen. Joaquin Benoit. The Mets now lead 16-5 in Atlanta after scoring 7 in the 8th. Michael Conforto 3 for 6, batting .357 on the year.
Looks like he's figured it out.
Curtis Granderson's 2 for 5 in that one, but that has only gotten his average up to 137. Tough start for the Chicago native. Strike 1 and 2.
Good movement on that two-seam fastball from Rondon. He's pitching on back-to-back days for the first time since the beginning of the season. He pitched April 6th and 7th. Since then, he's had at least one day off between outings, usually 2 or 3. Good night to drink a little hot chocolate at the ballpark. Why not blend with a hot dog? Quite as well as a cold beverage.
Yeah, there's an art form to matching the beverage to the food. Boy, he's gotten in the kitchen, as you like to say, a couple of times for pretty weak ground ball outs.
Lively stuff. RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced, pick-up-and-play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and mobile devices. Learn more at rbigame.com.
Altair fouls. He's 0 for 3.
Having a nice year. He was having a nice series coming into this game tonight, but quiet this evening. Punch out, pop to short, ground ball to third.
Gapper just to the left of the 368 sign. Altair slides in with a 2-base hit. Snaps that string for the Cubs bullpen. They had sent down 22 in a row before that 2-out double.
And that's the first Philly base runner in this game since the double by Stassi back in the 4th. This kid looks legit though, doesn't he? That's a good looking swing.
Tying run at the plate. It's Franco. Pitch. Base hit, maybe. Yep. Good effort by Hayward. Just couldn't get to it. That ball held up for a lot longer than I thought it was going to. It's a 1-run game now as Franco picks up his 3rd hit and his 2nd RBI tonight.
Yeah, you see Hayward clearly frustrated. He feels like he should have had that ball. But I think he's thinking the same thing you were thinking, that it hung up there a little bit longer than he originally anticipated. Great work by Almore to come over and provide support and keep Franco at first base.
Chris Bosio at the entire Cubs infield. The batter is Herrera.
The 2nd earned run charged to Rondon this year.
Stroke just in case. Rondon's 1-0. He's down. It's 2-0. The games have gone final. Yankees did beat the Jays 8-6. Marlins besting the Rays 10-6.
Franco's not a base stealer. He hasn't tried one this year. Last year he stole 1 base in 2 tries. Catch probability there measured at 38%. And I believe catch probability is determined by exit velocity, angle, launch angle, where the ball ended up, the percentage of times that particular ball gets caught by an outfielder. I don't think it takes positioning into consideration.
Fans on their feet. 2-2 pitch.
Is a little scary in these situations. He takes some funky swings, but he also hits. Reminds me a little bit of Starlin Castro, who get base hits on bad balls.
Look out! A rocket over the Philly dugout. I hope everybody's all right.
Well, that's an example of what I was talking about, just the fact that he was able to get wood on that pitch. Number 6 there on our Honda pitch cast where that pitch was. Just amazing that he was able to make contact.
Yeah, how about contact probability? Probably would have been about 8%. 2-2 on him. Runner at first, a 1-run game late. 3-2. Franco holding. Herrera, a center fielder, but he started out as a teenager in the Rangers chain as a middle infielder.
Pitcher spot is next for the Phillies. They've got Andres Blanco out on deck.
Franco will be running. There he goes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Rondon gives up 1, but able to keep the Cubs in the lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-4. Beverage Depot, and Wilson Contreras has only been in the game for a couple of innings, but a pinch hit go-ahead RBI double in the 6th, and then this base running maneuver to give Matt Caesar an RBI infield single. Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
You talked about your conversation with John Baker. Baker talked about his athleticism. A reckless decision there, but his athleticism bails him out. The speed and then the ability to avoid the tag at home plate. He is Mr. Energy. Here comes Joaquin Benoit. He's been at this a long time. 39 years of age now. 0-1 with a .231 for the veteran right-hander. Broke in with the Rangers way back in 2001.
And for just about his entire career, he has worn that number 53. Contreras takes a strike.
Still rush it up there in the mid-90s. Always had a real good changeup. Also throws a slider.
Closer calmly getting ready. 6, 7, and 8 due for the Phillies in the ninth.
Sure, Wade would not mind having a little wiggle room to play with when he takes the mound in the top of the ninth. To that end, a leadoff double would work just fine here.
You're not supposed to throw 95 when you're 39.
Benoit did some starting earlier in his career with the Rangers. Overall, he has appeared in 724 games, 55 starts. Coming with the Rangers 2002 through 2005.
Leadoff walk. John Jay off the bench.
Talk about the good work by Cubs pinch hitters, and Jay's been top of the pack. 5 out of 10 in the pinch so far for Jay this year.
Backhanded play, Galvis. Safe at first.
Pretty play by Freddie Galvis, down to his knees to stop the momentum so he can turn and make that feed to second base. It's a very good feed to Hernandez. The turn.
I think that's going to be challenged, and I think it's going to be overturned.
Yeah.
That'll be a 6-4-3. What a double play turn
Yeah,
it was.
that's pretty slick.
While we wait. They will challenge it. Let's check out our hefty Cubs home run leaders. Pretty good race at the top. No surprise there. Here early in the season.
Freddie Galvis is an outstanding defender. He starts the double play. Here you see the end of it. Jay reaching for the tape at the end of the sprint, but it looks like the ball beat him by just a hair.
This really should take about 20 seconds. 6-4-3, 2 outs, and it'll bring up Baez. Phillies don't really have a designated closer at the moment. They haven't had a ninth inning save spot in this series. Genmar Gomez was the guy at the beginning. Benoit ostensibly for maybe a day or two, and then Hector Neris, who gave it up the other night in LA.
Yeah, Monday before the game, before game one of the series, we were told if the Phillies had a save opportunity that Benoit would get the ball. Cannon's just trying to sort things out. All right, Javi. Pull out the driver, see how far you can hit it.
Second walk of the inning.
Baez is one of those hitters, I'm sure, in their meetings when they talk about Javi, they say if you get ahead of them, you can get him to chase, you can expand the zone, but you got to get ahead. Good lead.
Takes off, and he is saved.
I could tell you, a very aggressive lead. 2 outs, 1-run ball game. Yeah, go early, get into scoring position, give Almora a chance.
One and 0 to Almora. Hard but foul. Ball to second. Knocked down Hernandez. He's got time. And we go to the ninth. It's the Cubs 5, the Phillies 4. Back here at Wrigley Field on a cool but clear night in Chicago, and the Cubs trying to wrap up a 5-4 win, and they have handed the ball to their new closer Wade Davis. First impression has been really good.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, not just in the saves department, because sometimes that can be an overblown statistic, but he's 6 out of 6 in that department. He has not allowed an earned run with that 0 ERA, 11 1/3, just 4 hits, a couple of walks, and he struck out about 1/3 of the men he has faced so far this year.
Pinch hitter Andres Blanco will start it. Galvis on deck. Cubs lead by 1. Here we go. And it's a strike to start it.
Backdoor cutter at the top of the zone. Wants to start over. Not sure what Davis wants to throw here. He asked for cutter in. Didn't want that. Backdoor cutter. Didn't want that. Tried the curve. Nope. That's the one he didn't try. The heater in. Didn't quite get it in on his hands, but he beat him at 96.
Two strikes to Blanco. This could be an all-switch hitter inning. Blanco, Galvis, and Knapp, the catcher. Oh, strike 3.
Backdoor cutter settles right over the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. See Blanco starting to open up that front side. He was looking in.
Galvis 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Strikeout number 10 for the 4 Cubs pitchers combined.
Power curveball. Davis worked an inning in the ball game last night. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout.
Winner tonight will have a chance to take 3 out of 4. The series finale tomorrow afternoon.
Galvis has the look of a slap hitter middle infielder, but he found his power stroke last year. He had 20 home runs. Gone deep 4 times so far this season.
That includes Monday night. Go in with some heat, and it is ball 4.
Awfully close, maybe just a little bit inside. Shortening up as if to bunt on 3-1. I'm if he's just going to take all the way there. I'd really be surprised to see him actually bunt the ball on 3-1.
Gets away. And Contreras did the smart thing. Last thing you want to do here is pick up the ball and fire it into center. Galvis was going to reach second no matter what.
It's a wild pitch. That hard curveball can be sometimes difficult to block. The key is you got to move the feet and get out and get square behind it so you can knock that ball down and keep it in front and perhaps prevent the base runner from advancing.
So the Phillies will have a couple of shots at tying it up with that runner in scoring position. 1-0 on Knapp. In the air, Almora underneath. That's number 2. And it'll bring up Tommy Joseph.
And that will bring everybody in the ballpark to their feet. Came in the double switch, so he has had a plate appearance. Flew to left.
Davis to the plate. Foul strike.
This is not a real speedy guy. That allows the middle infielders to play a little deeper. The key here is just to, if you can't make a play, knock the ball down, keep it in the infield, prevent Galvis from scoring the tying run.
Late call by Estabrook. Gets 0-2.
Thought that one over, didn't he? So a front hip cutter starts at the hitter and then just clings to the inside corner. Could have gone either way. This time Davis gets the call.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. Cubs win a 1-run nail-biter. 5-4 the final.
Well, as has happened so many times this year, the Phillies got the jump, but the Cubs come back. Arrieta, 6 solid innings here tonight to pick up the W. A little hiccup by Rondon, but otherwise the bullpen outstanding. Boy, Davis is such a pitch maker. Great example of it there, that final pitch. Contreras calling for that elevated fastball up and away, and he put it right where Contreras wanted it, who had a big night coming off the bench with a huge pinch double.
So the first place Cubs improved to 15-12. 2-1 on the homestand. Phillies dropped to 12-14 with the loss. Chance to win the series tomorrow. Zach Eflin for the Phils. John Lackey will go for the Cubs. Take it away, Kelly Kroll.
All right, guys, the go-ahead 2-run double for you in the 6th inning. Wilson, you haven't come off the bench much this year, but walk us through how you got prepared for that moment and then how you were successful in that at-bat.
My mind was ready since the game started because I know that Joe likes to move the piece around the game, but once they started at 6, I think it was 6 or 7, I don't know. I was in the cage, like hitting by myself, telling myself to slow down a little bit, to let the game come to me a little bit. And by the time that I went out there and hit the ball, I was trying to just to say right through the ball.
And then after that, some very aggressive base running. Matt Caesar knocks it to short. What are you looking at? Are you watching Gary Jones at third, or were you going home all the way?
I mean, there was 2 outs, and I thought that he was hitting the ball to middle. I was going home since the contact was made. And when I saw the catcher like looking for the baseball, I thought, oh man, it's gonna be a close place. But thanks God that I came around the base.
And last but not least, does this team just like making it exciting, coming from behind every night? What's the deal?
I don't know. I mean, baseball is baseball. You know, we're starting like losing the game the first couple innings, but like we always say, we never quit, and we always play hard till the 9th inning.
All right, go enjoy this one with your team. Thanks, Wilson.
Thank you very much.
There you guys go. Never quit. That's the case tonight. Once again, Cubs come out on top with a one-run victory here tonight.
Thank you, Kelly. And Wilson Contreras receives a gift card courtesy of James & Sons Fine Jewelers. Thanks to Wilson for joining us. And we're back here on CSN 12:30 for a pregame coverage on Friday as the Cubs welcome in Starlin Castro and the Yankees to open up the weekend series. For JD, for Kelly, and our entire crew here at Wrigley Field, Len Casper with your final score. Cubs 5, Phillies 4. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live is next.